turn us on. Hello. How's everybody doing today? Got Sift here in the house.
How's it going?
He's hanging out. Today we'll be doing some aim training. That was the requested feature for today. So we'll get started here in a few minutes. Gives people some time to join and hang out. Guess I can put in our Discord saying, "Hey, we're doing the thing." And Bax, you're in chat, so if the audio sounds weird, please let me know. We're trying 2 different microphones to see how that goes.
Yeah, it's interesting. We couldn't get the headsets to work, but I mean, the headsets don't really matter.
Yep. Okay, I got that pulled up. I needed one more thing. I was gonna see if I can do this on the fly. We'll find out. Trying to do something fancy here.
Okay.
We've been working a lot on the audio and stuff that we have in the video too, just in general. Like all of this is continuing to just grow. The volume is good. Okay, sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, we are using the headset microphones. We did change from the original stand-up microphones.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see if this works or not. So that we now have we're trying to get some transitions going, trying to be professional and like actually have some legitimate transitions. And so Kinley has been working very hard, and so she has the first transition for us made for like whenever we have news. So we'll play that for you just to sample it. Love it. Oh, so good. This is so professional. So professional. All right, awesome. Jer Bear 2, hello. How are you today? News. What do we got in news? So part of the Coach's Corner is just to recap the week, what's happened so far. And so I'm going to share a little bit of just updates on the teams, how they've been doing, and then also talk about what's upcoming. So we have some stuff that's coming soon. Let me turn off this music. Perfect. Not like you can hear the music. No, it's beautiful.
I can't hear anything.
we're getting a little better every day. Just we've got 2 mics working now, not 2 headsets, so we're getting a little closer. It's totally fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna make it through. Okay, so who has played this week? So far this week we've actually had 1 match already happen. We've started competing nationally this month. So this week. So Tuesday was our first national matches, and I'm going to share the desktop just so you can kind of see where we're at. So our League of Legends team actually had their first competition, and they competed against Arkansas State. So just and it sounds crazy, like, oh, Arkansas State. Just know they are. They have multiple teams, and so we beat one of their teams, right? So just be clear on that. Like they have another team that's significantly higher ranked, but still, we're within a bracket that is, our skill level. So that's the key with all of that, is that we're with people. So we're in West A. And so we won our first match. So League of Legends won their very first match, which is awesome. And so they were great. Yeah, I think the highlights with Coda just were insane. He had some major plays, some huge plays as Ilawi, especially in the second game. The first game, he kind of had some issues, but then, he came back in the second game. And I remember very clearly him saying, I want to do better. So he came out of that second game ready to go, and they did great. So they played Kansas State University. We went 0-2, which means we won both games. And honestly, it was a smackdown. Let's put it that way. Like it was, but they got beat pretty bad. It was not close. So we'll play League of Legends. We'll play again next week. Next Tuesday is when they will play their next match. And let's see who they are going up against next week. Next week it's against Colonel Esports. What is Colonel? What?
Never heard of that before.
Nichols State University. What is that?
Where's that from?
Who knows? They are in Louisiana. How do you say that? Thibodaux?
Thibodaux?
Thibodaux, Louisiana. So we will be playing the Colonels next week. So there you go. So that's League of Legends. So they did great, won their first match. So kudos to them. The next one is actually our Street Fighter 6 team, and they are playing in the ECAC, and it was really cool. So this is Street Fighter 6 is not new. We played it last semester, but we didn't have a set league last year. We just had a couple invitationals we went to. So I'm really happy to see these guys have regular matches every week now. You can see one of the matches was really just, it's kind of unfortunate. Two of our players got paired up against each other for the very first round, which it is what it is. You know, they're in a round robin bracket, basically a tournament bracket. So they'll play everybody in their bracket at some point. They just happen to get paired up first. And
That's so unfortunate.
yeah, it is what it is. But basically, Smith is our better player for sure. When we went to the Oklahoma State Fair, he was the one that won 3 matches in the Street Fighter 6 competition. So he went the farthest in any of the categories for any of our players, and so he's definitely the most experienced. This is John Kelso we're talking about here. He's excellent, excellent Ed player. And so it was kind of in Swiss Cheese. Justin, he's our newest player, barely been playing for like a month and a half or so. Like he's just coming into it for the first time, and he actually ended up winning 3. It was a really fun match to watch. So I was there, and it was great. It was great. So I
Wow.
really enjoyed watching that. But yeah, brand new player held his ground, honestly. And then we also had our, let's see, this is Kason Stone. Kason is a freshman, and he did really well too. So he won. So John Kelso won. Justin did not win. Kason Stone, Stonectomy, he won against University of Saint. What is this? Mount Saint Vineyard, I think it is. Mount Saint Vincent. So he played somebody from the University of Mount Saint Vincent and won against that person. So really great job for him. And then the last one is Cole, and I don't even know where his thing is, to be honest. He should be in here, but Cole did not win. He got beat. They went the distance. They went all the way to this best of 7. So you have to win 4 to be able to win. And so he went. They went the distance. They went all 7 matches, but he lost the last one. Tonight, actually, just so that was news. Coming up tonight, we have Fortnite duos. Actually, I clicked the wrong team. Our Fortnite team will be playing duo builds tonight, so we'll have 2 of our players, Caleb and Kenneth, actually play tonight, and so we'll actually be live about 7 o'clock, 6:45ish. We'll check in, and then 7 we'll get started, and we'll see how that goes. Last time we did Fortnite, it was very interesting to stream, so we'll just kind of see how that goes, and we'll figure it out. But yeah, that kind of catches you up to the matches for this week. We didn't have any matches Wednesday. We won't have League of Legends tonight. We'll just have Fortnite. And then tomorrow we have Overwatch and also Super Smash Brothers. So we'll have 2 different games happening tomorrow night at the same time. So yeah, that kind of catches us up to this week of where we're at. It's kind of wild. What is it? It's Thursday, right? Jeez,
Yeah.
yeah, it's Thursday. Holy cow. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. Okay. Well, you're here.
Hmm.
Hey, why are you here? Why are you here hanging out today?
Well, I'm really here to talk to you about different things with just aim training, like getting started, and what to just like do with your approach whenever you first come into aim training, because it can be really intimidating for people because it's just like working out. You have to do it consistently, and you have to know like essentially what you're doing to get the desired outcome that you want.
There you go. So yeah, aim training, and this was a requested stream. So what we have is there's a program called Kovacs. Do you want to look at that spreadsheet first and talk about
Uh,
that, or do you
well,
want to
let's
go?
open up Kovacs first.
Okay. So there are 2 aim trainers we've talked about. One of them is Kovacs, and I'll put it in the chat just so you can see the name and how it's spelled and all that. And these are on Steam, so you can go find them on Steam. And then the other one is called Aim Labs. So we're gonna focus on Kovacs today, just because that's the one we're picking. But there is also Aim Labs. So we'll just kind of just mention that as a second option. Kovacs is a paid product. It was, I think on Steam, it's like $10, so it's not a huge
Hmm.
ask. I went online and found a CD key for it for like $6, so you can find a deal for Kovacs. Aim Labs is free, but they have some paid for stuff built in to help encourage people to purchase their product, if you know what I mean. So we'll jump into Kovacs. Tell us what Kovacs is. What is it about?
Okay, well, Kovacs is really just about like simplicity. It's very well, I wouldn't say it's very optimized. It's very bare bones to the core. Like you can edit mostly everything, the colors, the themes, the backgrounds, the sky, your gun. You can remove it if you even wanted to. All sorts of stuff. So essentially what I would do first is I would go into the settings and we would look into just the main settings first. So um, do you know what sensitivity you play on?
Not really.
Not really at all.
No. I usually like when I think about sensitivity, I don't want to have to go all the way across the map to move, but I
Mm-hmm.
also don't want it to be super sensitive to where it's like every little movement. So it's somewhere in the more sensitive range, but not, you know,
Gotcha.
too much.
Um, what is it? So whenever you're thinking about a sensitivity, oh, there's echo.
Little bit, but it's he says it's all right.
Okay. I could like lean back a little bit, see if it helps, but whenever you're thinking about your sensitivity, you also have to know like your DPI. Um, well, this kind of leads into the point I was going to talk about. So whenever you take your DPI and your sensitivity, you come out with this thing called centimeters per 360. And it's like a universal rule of how your aim translates. Like, so for me, I play on like 38 centimeters per 360. So it would take me 38 centimeters to go across the mouse pad to make a whole like 360 turn.
Makes sense.
Um, However, it doesn't really matter which one you play on, like how low or how high. It's just what is most comfortable to you.
Got it. Makes sense. Yeah, Lane, we're trying our best to mix it. I have a software that's mixing the two audios, but I can tell his mic is picking up when I talk. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
Okay. What I would want you to do actually, since you don't know what sensitivity you like, I want you to play through the scenario and I want you to see if you would change it at all.
Which one do you want me to do?
Just this opening one. So just hit play.
Yeah, this is not sensitive enough.
Okay. So hit escape.
And the reason I know that is because I'm struggling to keep up with its turns.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it's taking me too much to try to keep up with it. So
Right.
that's how I know that.
So at the very top, it's the third one. It's like you can change the game. There's different let's say scalars.
Hmm,
Each sensitivity is different for each game. So if you have a certain sensitivity that you remember, like say you play CS:GO,
yeah,
um, you could put down your CS:GO sensitivity, or if you play Overwatch, you could put down your Overwatch sensitivity. It's really just whatever you feel like. Um, I mean, I would just tweak around with it and see what you feel like is best.
it's closer.
Okay.
No. Point and click, you know?
Mm-hmm. How does your sensitivity feel?
It feels a little stiff. Just a little bit.
Try increasing it.
Yeah.
And
It's getting closer.
what is it called? To restart the scenario, you can just hit F3 and it'll restart it completely.
Oh yeah, nice. This reminds me back in the days of like Half-Life mods.
Mm-hmm. That's what I like about Kovacs is that there's just like really simple things that you can do to just ease your like way into consistently training. Like in Aim Labs, you have to go through a screen
Hmm.
and then you have to click restart and then you have to wait for the timer and yada yada yada. This you can just hit a button and then you're done.
Based on what you're seeing, what do you recommend? Probably a little bit lower, a little bit higher. What does this go up to?
It the sensitivity?
Yeah,
I think you can make it as high as you want it to.
30. Let's see what happens. Oh man.
Now that looks a little too high. I can see that it's
Yeah, it's jumping around a little bit too much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you're paying attention to like your aim and like your sensitivity, you want to like see if you're leading onto the target, like if you're falling behind or if you're falling in front of it. Because if you're falling behind, you're usually too slow with your sensitivity. Um, Not bad. What is it called? Some things I would point out. Excuse me, got something in my throat. Um, so smoothness, just like imagining like how like it would be to just go straight across and to never end and to only switch directions whenever you see it switch directions. Don't like try to predict,
Hmm.
try to react.
Yeah, I try to be very predictive with my shots, for sure.
It can be easy too because like um sometimes it can be consistent depending on like what players you're playing against. But typically you just want it to do things with action, not reaction.
This is really hard, y'all. Like you should be trying this too, because it is not easy. It's very difficult. It's tough to keep this thing when it's going back and forth like this, because it's not a predicted movement. It's just random. You can
Hmm.
tell it's just a random calculation of when it's going to go left or right. It's not actually set on a path, which means you can't predict it like what he was saying.
It's okay.
Is that worse?
So yes, that is worse. But
Worse?
um that's something you'll see no matter what. You'll see dips and high points whenever you're training and just going through these sorts of things. So don't be discouraged whenever you see like a plummeting score because I definitely have those. Like it's not like it's just part of the learning process. Um Now,
Now, see, that's the thing. Like, you get determined to get better at this kind of thing, like as you do it more and more.
mhm. One thing I would like to do, if you hit escape real quick,
Yep.
we're gonna go into the settings. So if you go to weapons, what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna turn off your weapon because even though um you would have a weapon in game, you're purely focused on the fact that you want to be focusing on your mechanics. So as much visual clutter there is, you want to reduce it as much as possible. So like your weapon or like other things like what is it called? Some health bar. Sometimes health bars get in the way. Um, Another thing here, wait, go to video real quick. Sorry, visuals, sorry. All this stuff is sorts of different. So, uh, the hide Gibbs, you want to turn that off. It's not necessarily for the pill targets or the circle targets or the sphere targets. It's for those humanoid targets you'll see later on. Um, Whenever you kill them, they explode into all sorts of pieces.
Oh,
So, um, that's why I turn that off. Um, and then let's see. Wait, if you scroll back up, there's that bullet hole duration. So that's how long bullet holes will stay. I usually turn that to 0 because bullet holes can be distracting. Um, and let's see, if we go to visual, okay, we're in visual. If you wanted to, you could change the background. You could change the color of the wall. So you see that tent right there?
hmm.
You could change it to any color you like. And you could also see in the back how it changes. And you could also change the texture if you really wanted to. You can click on the wall drop down on the left or right there. It doesn't matter.
It's funny. Reminds me of like a old school level generator.
Yeah, it definitely has that kind of like feeling with all the random textures and whatnot. Um, and then enemy color uh, is a little bit below that. That's the color of your target. Typically, I would keep the head and the body the same. It doesn't really matter. I feel like it can be distracting. But some people like red as their target color. Sometimes they use black. I personally like this like lime yellow green. It's like that's one underneath the dark green. That one. I personally use that whenever I'm training. It's just very vibrant, very easy to see. Um, I don't know. I feel like red can be dark and it can be, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I don't react to it fast enough.
Hmm.
Um, a trick I've heard is keeping your crosshair towards the back of the person so you have more time to react to them changing direction. That is a, a technique that you can do. So what he's talking about is like putting your crosshair on the edge of the target, so whenever it switches directions, you have more time to react rather than like say if you were in the middle of the target, you would have less time because it would move faster. Like you would have more time on the target when you were on the left, say if it were going to go back left, than if you were going to just stay on the right of it and it goes left and you're not on the target at all.
You're not a professional, but you are in a way. Think about it that way.
Um, with walls, I would recommend like a grid because the textures can be, if you scroll down, you'll start seeing these grids. Uh, I would do 16 because it's the less amount of visual lines.
It's hideous.
You don't like it?
Ew.
The reason for that is because whenever you're tracking targets, um, lines behind the target itself can help you determine the speed of a target. So it will also help with tracking as well, just determining target speed and target pacing.
Sweet. Any other visual changes?
Let's go to the HUD. Let's turn off, let's see, scroll down, turn off health bars. And then there should be a high score bar, so that one, turn that off as well. And then scroll down at the bottom, there's one more, adaptive stats, and then save. Now, whenever you hit play, you should notice that you're missing a lot of stuff or more of the stuff that you were on your screen.
Oh my gosh, yeah, so basic.
hmm It really just helps you like hone in and focus on what's in front of you.
Yeah, I see that. This is like probably like Lane watching me play Ash like on Overwatch. It's probably super frustrating to watch from the outside looking in.
No, it's not. It's not frustrating at all. It's just a part of the process. I mean,
Yeah. Usually when I play games, I pick the single shot rifle. I don't usually pick.
you got a new high
Um,
score?
yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Okay.
Getting a little better already.
Okay. So I want you to replay this, but this time I don't want you to let go of left click. I want you to hold left click the entire time.
Okay.
You have an automatic weapon for this scenario. So whenever you go over those static targets, you don't even have to click.
See, even here I click once, just because you
Out of
need to.
habit.
Yeah. Well, I think it has more to do with how many hits they take.
Hmm.
Because they only take one hit, my brain wants to just do it once.
Yeah, I get you.
But now I'm holding it down. Yes, Sensei. I'm doing what I'm told. See? Let go as soon as I need to. It's going to tank my accuracy, though.
You'd think it would.
Come on, man. Yeah, see?
It did.
Tanked my
But
accuracy.
the thing was is that sometimes you're not even really focused on the score. You're focused on mechanics themselves. So
Hmm.
like you were really focusing on target switching there because like uh you had less time to think about clicking and tracking and you were just switching from target to target
Yeah.
instead of just thinking about what to do instead of switching.
Yeah, I noticed, especially with the single shots, I was trying to get there faster
Hmm.
because I knew there's time, and that's going to affect my accuracy. So I was trying to get there much quicker. But it's making me a little bit more sporadic and not as precise.
And that's another thing is just taking a deep breath and just making sure that you're calm and not working yourself up because if you get super tense,
Hmm.
it's gonna make you do worse because you can't find because it's like an art. You have to be able to finally like move your mouse where you need to go with precision. And if you tense up real bad, you lock up those muscles and you won't be able to do anything. You'll
Yeah,
just be stuck in a static motion where you're like left and right and it's all rigid and shaky.
that's the key right there. The rigid, when you're stressed, and it's like after you said that, start taking some breaths, sort of relaxing a little bit. And the thing that you immediately notice is like you're not as rigid and you're able to move more in a smooth motion.
Hmm.
So yeah, really cool.
Even though it looks like it's going down, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I see it visually, you are improving.
yeah.
Um, another thing to oh sorry, you're
None,
reading chat.
so Pirate in chat is saying because I've clocked so many hours on Farah, like I'm so used to predictive
Yeah,
shooting,
yeah,
not so much like
right.
on
And
target.
sometimes there are needs to do prediction shots. And like there's obviously those sorts of things. Um, what I want to do now is I want to pull up the that benchmark sheet we
Oh,
had
okay.
mentioned earlier. Um, this benchmark sheet is from a community called Voltaic. They are um, like pride in aim theory and teaching new players how to aim. Um, and what this does is this allows people to measure their progress, where they're at, and like what they need to improve at. So if we go to novice at the top, we can see all of these different scenarios. These are the names of the scenarios, and they each have different categories. So you'll see on the left, it's kind of hard to read, but that first one in red, that dark red one is clicking. Underneath that is tracking, and then you have target switching or switching. And those are broken up into subcategories, dynamic and static for static or sorry, for clicking scenarios because you have your static targets, which are just stationary, standing still targets, and then you have your dynamic targets, which can be even categorized further into like precision or reactive uh, clicking. Um, and then for tracking, you have precision and reactive, which they all have their place in aiming, and working on them together will help you climb up the ladder of your aim. So it's all like uh, piece by piece. So you have to have the left side and the right side and the middle, the step, to go up the ladder.
Yeah.
So you have to work on all aspects of your aim to improve. Um, see that share code at the bottom? Right there.
This
It's
one.
the yeah underneath it. The Kovacs clearing petulant. Yeah, so you're gonna copy that and you're gonna go to Kovacs.
Kovacs.
And then at the bottom, sorry, if you hit enter or search, now you have the benchmarks. So you can go to the playlist. Um, it should save to your online playlist. Voltaic Novice Benchmark Season 4. Okay,
Is this it?
yes. So if you hit play, it has all the scenarios in them, and you just play them once.
Do you go through all of them one at a time?
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna take a stretch break for a second.
You
You
can,
need to get your water, man.
yeah. Hold on, one second.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell Sip needed a drink. I need one too, but I left my drink like somewhere out in the lobby, so I'm just screwed. But
Sorry about that.
you're good.
But
All
yeah,
right.
don't feel intimidated. Just if you need to take a break, take a break. You
Yeah.
know, it's all sorts of
This thing only has three
intimidation.
shots.
Yeah, so you have to time your clicks pretty pretty precise because you only have 3 shots and it's
Yeah.
a reload counter. So if you miss all three, you have to wait a certain amount of time before you can
Yeah,
click
I see.
again.
It's kind of like it's a good thing,
Hmm.
but yeah, and you guys can see these are not like going in. They're going in a pattern, kind of, but
They're kind of like in a straight line. So, what I recommend, just play through this, and I will give some tips in a sec. I'm just trying to see what you do first. It's okay. If you miss a target, just go to the next one.
yeah. Breathe,
Hmm.
take some breaths.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what is it called? A lot of targets on the screen. It's very, what is it called? What would you call that? I'm trying to think of the word. It's distracting. It's
Busy.
yeah, it can be very stressful. So you kind of have to plan ahead a little bit. So like you have to roadmap the target. So like you have to have a couple of them in your head. So like if you're going for one, you have to have the next one in mind.
Hmm.
Um, and another thing, um, whenever you see a bot switch directions or a target, it would probably be best to click it then because you know it's not going to switch directions again.
Gotcha. While it's in the motion of switching.
Well, you could wait for it to switch. So like if you see it switch, that would be the time for you to go after the target, if that makes sense. If you see it switch.
Yeah.
But if you know it hasn't switched yet, it could be very risky. And especially if it's near a edge, it could go up the edge, it could go down, it could go back out, it could be stagnant. It could be very risky just
Yeah.
for a score base. Um, and another thing, I would try tracking the target a little bit before you click it. Make sure that you're on target before you click and then click.
Yeah. This score,
Hmm.
370. So we take that over here and see kind of where you're at.
Yeah, you put it in that high score.
See, y'all, I didn't even hit iron.
It's
I'm not even
okay.
at iron. I'm not even good enough to be ranked.
Listen, it's all a part of the process. You have to start somewhere,
Oh,
you
I need
know?
to make a copy of this, don't I?
Yeah.
How do I do that?
File. I don't know. Here, scroll out
Where
or
is it?
zoom out, I think. Where is it?
Usually there's like a thing up here.
Yeah. It,
That's okay. It's whatever.
okay.
That's fine. It's fine. But we know I'm terrible. That's
Well,
what you know.
either way, you would make a copy of that, and then you take these scores that you're getting, and then you put them into the spreadsheet. If you want to, I want you to replay this one actually. I want to see you play it again with the tips that I told you.
Okay.
Remember to take your time and just to calm down.
I know, right? I need to calm down. You heard it here first, folks. I'm not shocked by that at all. And it looks like it reloads 2 bullets when you hit them. So if you're down to, or it only reloads 1 bullet if you hit the target.
Sometimes it'll refill the whole mag. It depends on the scenario.
Come on. Got it. See, I should have switched targets, but I didn't. I did what you asked that time. Tracked it a bit before clicking. Oh, you.
It's okay.
Ay, ay, ay.
And don't be discouraged when you miss a lot. It's part of the thing. Like I do it too.
Man. I think I did worse.
Yeah. But, and doing worse is okay because like it just means you are looking to do better in the first place. So
Yeah.
like,
Well, my strategy was different too. So it's like you're adopting a new strategy, so you have to get used to that.
hmm
It's a totally different. Like what I try to do normally is just wait until it's in the center,
hmm
and with my reaction time, get it, which is not a good strategy because things move, and if you're not doing things right, if you're just trying to wait for it to be in the right spot like that, like I was trying to predict that ball being in the right position instead of being on it.
hmm
So yeah, I see. That's the other part. Even though I may have done worse, I'm still seeing exactly what I need to do to practice. It's kind of like Street Fighter. We were playing Street Fighter, and as soon as you know what to work on, it can get a lot easier. Oh, that was too much. Reaction time. I hate when they do that. They bump up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, see a little curve.
I honestly felt like you're getting better. Like I can see your what is it? Your method improving.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing, there's this method. So what is it called? It's called the Bardos method. He is a player, he's an aim trainer. Uh he's had #1 scores in a lot of scenarios. Um, he created this method for it's mostly static for static clicking, but it can be used for dynamic clicking, which is the moving clicking scenarios. Um, and what it is if you miss like more than 3 times, you restart completely, and you don't finish until you haven't missed a like. So what you do is
I see what you're saying.
like you go and you shoot a target, and if you miss 3 times, you restart.
Yeah, like that. Done. So in golf, we would do that. We would put the ball within so many inches of the cup,
Hmm.
and then if you missed it, you had to go closer again. And then if you made it, you'd scoot back 6 inches, and it helped train you. See, done. Reset. Oh, I was doing so good. What? Dang it! I was doing so good. I'm just gonna reset already. Nope. Y'all, this is one of those things that like you have to try it. It's rough.
These dynamic clicking scenarios are the worst. I mean, like they will infuriate you more than anything because it looks like a simple moving ball. It
No,
really
but they're
does. It's just like um but it's really evading your shot every chance it can get.
yeah.
And it's frustrating. And like you really have to work on like being able to look at the target and figure out like if it's going to move.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that was lame. Yeah, because they're not on the set. They're on kind of a linear pathway, but you don't know how long they're going to go in the direction that they're actually currently going.
right.
I did a good thing. I switched to a different target because I missed. That's what you should do. Oop. That was close. Dang.
But it's gradually over time it'll get easier.
No, I'm getting farther. That's
Yeah.
the other part. That strategy is good because you can kind of see whether or not you're getting farther in the clock. Because if you're not, then that means you're still second. But I'm getting farther a little bit each time. And Watch put in the chat about it looks like it's forcing you to be way more selective with your shots, which
Hmm.
is very true. I got robbed on that one. Robbed. So this is why when like I come in the lab and I see you doing this like every single day, I'm like, this guy, too much for me.
I mean, yeah, I've been doing it for a while though. I mean, it's been years. I've been doing it for like 3 years. So don't knock yourself about it. It's just like it's literally just like a sport. You just gotta like put the time in and you'll see results.
I got to 10 seconds that time.
Oh, I saw that. I saw it flashing real fast. I didn't even
Yeah, I got
notice.
to 10 seconds and then I missed it. I got a little too hasty.
It's all good. See, that's
What?
not here. Wait, actually, what I want you to do. This sounds crazy. I want you to remove the timer. If you hit escape, go to your settings and go to
Oh
the
yeah.
HUD.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Uh,
Clock.
Claw. I don't.
Challenge timer.
There
There
it
it
is.
is.
I was like, what is it called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So,
you're probably right because it's probably like I'm looking at the clock, trying to see, all right, where am I at? Am I doing good? Am I making progress or not? Instead of just relaxing and focusing on hitting targets and being patient. It's interesting.
mhm,
And it's kind of crazy because games, the HUD, like, oh, I lost that one. The HUD is crazy busy in these online shooting games.
mhm,
So it's kind of nice to just sit back and focus on,
the mechanics.
yeah.
And that's what I really love about Kovacs is that it removes a lot of the clutter and like you can it's really bare bones and customizable. Like you saw that we went through all the walls and whatnot, and like you can upload different themes people have made. So like if you have like a person that you're watching and they give you a theme or something, you could put it into your game and you could use it yourself.
Come on. Dang, that was close. Okay.
If you want, we could always move on to another scenario. It's
Ugh.
no big deal if you
No,
feel like,
I'm gonna finish this now.
okay.
I'm gonna get my new score, and then we'll move on. But I will, at some point, I will just stop using F3 to reset. It's a good strategy. It really is, because it really just makes you relax and, when you mess up, just start over
Mhm.
kind of thing. Lock it in. Oh, I hope you guys can hear me taking breaths. Oh, man. It's okay. We'll just finish this one out, see how it goes. What is going on? All right, slow down.
Gotta take your time.
Yeah, get too ahead of myself.
And
Happens
it's
all the
also
time.
getting in those corners and the edges that's
Yeah,
messing you up.
no, you're right, because they're getting stuck in the corner, and so they're just sitting there bouncing back and forth, and it's confusing. Like that.
Hmm. I mean,
Okay,
that's what you started off at, so I
yeah,
mean, you're getting progress.
there you go. All right, let's go to the next one.
Okay, let's see. Bounce shot. Oh, you're not gonna like this one. They jump up in arcs and they're all, yeah.
Oh yeah, I hate it already.
So the idea of this one is you want to click when they're at the apex. So at the top of the jump, you want to kind of like now this
Yeah,
is
see.
more of a timing one, right?
Yeah,
You can predict where they're going to go and you can put your crosshair there. But sometimes they will switch directions, so you have to be careful.
yeah, I see that. Sometimes they get up in the air and then they'll just kind of rotate their direction just a little bit.
Hmm. But most of the time, it's pretty consistent.
That one wasn't. That was terrible. Yeah, you're gonna hate this one.
Listen, this is one that I hate too. I don't like this one myself, so I know you were gonna hate it. It's just one of those things.
I actually don't mind this one near as much as the other one, and
Really?
only because it has a more predictable pattern,
Yeah.
which is exactly it's. This is playing a little bit more to my strength than the other one is.
Hmm.
The other one, yeah, that was rough,
It's okay.
just because it's difficult. Psychology is important to me, and I try to focus on thinking about the person and what they would do,
Hmm.
and that helps me figure out where they will be.
Right. That's another thing. Like, what is it? It's the inner game of tennis. That
Hmm.
it's kind of like that. They talk about visualizing uh what it would look like to do a perfect swing, or like just hitting the ball normally, like how it would feel, not how to do it personally or per se. Um, because whenever you tell somebody how to do it, they start thinking about the instructions and less about the way they do it. And instead, you should just show them how to do it instead, like as a process, and see what they can learn from it.
Ah, yep, I hate this one too. I did exactly
Okay.
the same twice.
I want to see. So, okay, so I wonder what you would learn if you were just to watch me do the scenario.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm just gonna switch you seats real quick, and I'll try to talk and I also have to change the sensitivity. Wait, actually. Oh wow. Whoa. Okay. The sensitivity is not to my liking, but we live and we thrive. Holy, the sensitivity. But like I'm like trying. Yeah, see, you can see I'm getting frustrated by.
We'll change the sensitivity. Yeah,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to the
yeah.
settings.
Uh, let's see. You were at 18, so I'm gonna do it like this. Let's see. I'm missing all sorts of things. Not putting on a very good show because this is not what I usually do at home, but or at my setup at least. But you can see if I like miss a target sometimes, I'll try to track it a little bit on the way down. That could be a pretty bad habit. You just kind of want to wait till they're up there to click because it's a lot easier, a lot more predictable. As you can see, I'm still struggling to reevaluate myself on this setup.
It is also the setup. You know, we have the computer set up a certain way.
Hmm. Holy, I'm missing a whole lot. And this mouse is so heavy, low key. Like, my mouse, comparative to this, it feels so much lighter. It's like, I think 53 grams. So it's pretty light mouse.
Is that a preference thing or is that
Yeah. As well as like, it helps reduce, what is it called? Fatigue. So like, say you're moving around a heavy mouse a lot, um, you'll eventually get tired because you're using it so much, you know? So that's why I prefer a lighter mouse over a heavier mouse. Sometimes people like the weight because it helps them control their movements a lot better. Um, like having weight on a mouse and like sometimes people have very finicky fingers. Like sometimes I do. I will like be a little jittery whenever I'm like looking left and right, and that could just be because of the weight of the mouse. See, I did worse, but um, here, hold up. Let me replay this one more time. Let me see something. Just trying to see how low I have to make this. Let's try this.
oh, I'm gonna grab my drink. I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, I'm slowly getting to where I need to be with this sensitivity. It's looking a lot better now. And the refresh rate on the monitor is different, but it's okay. We'll make do. 2%, I got a 2% on a scenario earlier too. You know, it's okay. Like, we're not really worried about the percentile. We're just worried about like what we can do to improve, you know? And it may be discouraging to look at that and be like, damn, 2 percentile? But you know, eventually we get to places where we're gonna be maybe 50 percentile or maybe 80 percentile or even higher. It just comes with time.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah, having a drink. I'm missing. And I feel like the refresh rate has a lot to do with how you do in a aim training because of like how much information is on your screen. Like with the speed sometimes of the targets, it can be like very hard to track or keep in your mind of where they're going. It's just a lot easier to see with the higher refresh rate.
And this monitor is not good. Let's be like, this
It
is a streaming.
it's a little lower, but it's okay. Um, but I mean, I don't know. Uh, what I'm really noticing is just the mouse for me. It's just not what I would use. But
You have yours. Grab yours.
all right. Well, actually, let's try that. Hold on. 1 second.
Pirate asked you what sensitivity you play with.
Okay. Hmm. I'll have to think about that. 1 second. So, Question one. So what sensitivity are you used to playing on? So let's see. How can I check G Hub? Where is that? Does the
I
where's
don't know. I have no idea. If
okay.
not, you can get it downloaded real quick. But
Well, that's interesting because I don't know the DPI of the mouse. That's the only problem. If I knew the DPI of the mouse, it would be a lot easier to determine like what the sensitivity is. Um, but I normally play on like 900 DPI. The DPI is like subjective. Um, it's really just personal. It's not really like uh, a huge difference other than like I think past if you go below 800 DPI, it starts to have like latency issues. But that's why I'd typically stay above 800 DPI, but you'll see people play like 3200 or 1600 DPI. So it's really just preference. I play on 900 DPI and what is it? In 4 Overwatch? Like you were playing on 10, I play on 4.
jeez.
Yeah. Let's see. Wait, what happens if I go back here? Oh wow, hold up. Let me move the mouse a little bit. And then F3. As you can see, I'm still a little bit struggling here, but definitely I'm missing still so much. Holy. This is not good. It's okay though.
Well, there is something to comfortability. You know, being comfortable with your setup, with what you know, what you're used to practicing on. But there's also the importance of this, of stepping out of your comfort zone and practicing and training when it's not your stuff.
Right. And this definitely helps with like mouse control, like understanding like how much you need to move your mouse in order to get to where you need to be on the screen. Um, a lot of that comes with time, just like most of the stuff on with aim training. Um, let's see. Can I? Oh my goodness. Thought I hit that. But I think it's going a lot better now. Finding some comfortability.
Locking in.
Now I missed a whole lot. That's okay.
I distracted you.
No, it's okay. I mean, we're streaming anyway. I have to be a little bit multitasking. I can't even. Yeah, I missed. But
Hey, there you go.
it's a little bit better. Um, if you wanted to, you could try the lighter mouse.
Sure. Give it a
Um,
shot.
just to see how you would like it. I also
I'll,
changed the sensitivity, so you will have to change it back. It's gonna be a lot different, and yeah,
yeah. See, I don't like. Definitely don't like the.
you're playing on 18, I think.
Let's try 10. Yeah, a little bit more. That was 13. It may have been 13. I don't remember. Whew.
I see those rapid clicks. You're, oh, dang, hitting more targets now.
Oh, you say that and then I
I'm
missed three in
sorry.
a
I'm
row.
sorry.
Golly, look what you did.
I know it. I'm bad
Should
about
feel
it.
bad about yourself. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I hope this has been informative for y'all. I hope you guys got something out of this aim training. Oh, I should have had that. Dang. That one too. I feel robbed. I feel a
You
little
got
bit
a higher
robbed.
score than I did.
Let's do it. I don't know about the light mouse. Like it feels okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all right. It just feels, yeah, it just feels light. Like it just feels like I don't have as much. And that may be also why 13 on this one was better than 18. for the sensitivity.
Mm-hmm.
I bet if I put it on 18, it'd be too much because the mouse is light,
Mm-hmm.
so it's easier to move around. Yeah, see, now it feels like it's a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Ah,
But I don't know. I see like a difference like in your like what is it? Your mouse movement when you're using a lighter mouse.
yeah. No, I am much more accurate right now than I was with the heavy mouse, so there might be something to that. What do I use at home? It's a Logitech MX Master. I think that's what it is.
Not sure. I don't follow Logitech that much.
It's heavy. I'll tell
Oh,
you that.
okay.
It's a heavy mouse.
Is it like a wait, I'll wait for you to finish, sorry. Is it like a silvery gray kind of? It's kind of like
Mm,
I don't know how to explain it.
uh, it's this one.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a good mouse. Like it's really really good. It feels good in your hand, but it's a little bit heavier than
Hmm.
it's definitely heavier than this.
If
This
you
is
scroll
super light.
down on this website, will it tell you the spec and details? Do you see weights?
4.9 ounces.
141 grams. And that weighs 52?
Sheesh. Ah, yeah. Of course, I'm getting competitive with it. Absolutely. I like it. It's being competitive, man. You got to be competitive. I think we did. Let me do this one and
Yeah,
finish.
this is a new one.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So, okay, hit escape real quick. Now, with the targets, right? Or with the backgrounds, there was a reason I said the grid because it helps with tracking. Now that you're doing like static, you don't really want anything on your background. So you kind of want you could search up at the top. I think it's called solid color or pure color. Maybe it's pure. Yeah, that's what I would do. And then you could do black, you could do gray. Typically something darker than the targets, but then yeah, that helps with the looking at the targets and moving back and forth.
Shouldn't have went for that one. Should have
It's
kept
okay.
moving.
It was closer. I mean, it was what you probably wanted to go for anyway.
I try to like draw a line like where I'm moving in a direction and
Hmm.
like just stick to that plan
Yeah.
because then my brain just kind of connects the dots, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing. You kind of, and it also was what I was talking about earlier, that road mapping, having a
Yeah,
target ahead in mind. So you're consciously doing it yourself. You just didn't even know it.
right. And like I've been playing first person shooting games my whole life. So it's not like I don't play these games. I play first person shooting games every day.
Hmm.
So it's yeah, I could see some like coming from the outside looking in, this would be very strange.
So, there's a lot more you could actually tell with static by looking at the scores. So like, you see your accuracy there, 90%.
Yeah.
Um, you were going, I would say you're going a little slow. Um, to get out of your comfort zone, you want to be hitting like 85% accuracy to show that you're like pushing for speed more. You
Mm,
want to be trying to focus your precision and speed at the same time.
got it.
So just try to go a little bit faster. Another thing, so whenever you make a flick onto a target, what you're going to do, um, you're going to do like a movement with like your arm. So aiming, a lot of people try to classify aim into arm aiming or wrist aiming or finger aiming. Really, it's every part of your arm. Like you use all of your arm to aim. You use your wrist, you use your fingertips, you use your shoulder.
Hmm.
Um, it all comes into play whenever you're aiming. So, um, what you want to do is you want to do like a little bit of a explosive kind of burst towards a target, and whenever you're near the target, if you land on it, you want to make sure that you're on it before you click, and if you're not on the target, you want to make a small micro adjustment. It's just something super. I could show you what it looks like.
Show me what it
Um,
looks like.
okay, it's a little complicated to explain. So what it looks like, so let's say I start on this target here. What we want to do is we want to burst over. Oh, let's see, I was a little far, but we burst over to this target. So I didn't make it. So I'm gonna make a small micro adjustment, and I'm on the target now. I'm gonna confirm it with my eyes, and then I'm gonna click. So it's a flick, adjust, click, flick, adjust, click. Well, I missed there, but um, this helps with just keeping precision and speed. As I mean, I'm kinda alright at it, but static isn't my best category. I'm more of a tracking player. I like to do all the tracking scenarios, but yeah, it's kind of like explosive first off, and then you want to use your fingertips to adjust, and then use your eyes to confirm, and then click. But yeah, I want you to try now.
I see. Yeah, see, because this is what I've been doing. I go slowly to the target until
Hmm.
I get to it, and then I'll focus on it, or I try to just get there in one sweeping motion.
Yeah,
So instead, I need to.
it's like two flicks. One big flick and one mini flick.
Doing it when the distance is far enough, I do it right. It just
Hmm.
seems like when they're close, I don't do it as much.
Yeah. Well, and if you feel like you can consciously do it without like doing that, then it's more power to you, you know?
Yeah. No, I think that for distance targets, it makes total sense. Like that, like going from this to that makes total sense.
Hmm.
So I think my brain is getting that pretty easily. Oh, that was three adjustments.
It's okay. I mean, you're still learning the method, so
Yeah. Faster, 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 faster.
so you had less accuracy, but I mean, you were going a lot faster.
Yeah.
Now just try to be a little bit more accurate while a little bit of that speed.
Ah, I missed two.
It's okay.
I will say though, this is stressful. Just so y'all know, like it is stressful sitting here doing this, but it is probably going to be worthwhile. Um, I can already tell there's some things that I need to work on. That these shooting skills too are very transferable between the different games that you play.
Wow.
85%.
Yeah, nice.
That's what you
See?
said. All right,
That's
I
what you
said what you
want.
said.
That's and look, you're going up.
There you go.
You're focusing on your speed and your precision. Look at that.
What's next?
Okay. Multi-click 120. Okay, so what the 120 means is the FOV. So if you go into your settings, you'll see the FOV. It's normally 103 for most games, but you want to crank that up to 120.
Field of view. What we can see.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a nerd and forget that I need to explain myself a little more thoroughly.
Why do we have to increase the field of view on this one?
Um, because whenever there are a lot of targets on screen and you're making like conscious big flicks, you want to be able to see all the targets on the screen. And sometimes scenarios will be so close to you that you'll have to increase your FOV.
Yeah, I see that. It's like it's spawning the targets at distance so that it like clusters them for a minute, but then see, look at that, I'm doing some flicks there.
Mm-hmm. And here, I'll wait actually. But relatively good pacing.
So I'm trying to just like one every second.
Yeah. '89. I mean, you're keeping up that pace. Um, Another thing people like to do, I'm sure this would seem like what obvious. They would use a metronome while they're uh
Oh yeah,
while they're playing.
yeah, yeah,
So every time the beep happens on the metronome, they would make a click and switch targets.
yeah. It's good practice. So these, a lot of mice. We're talking about weight. A lot of mice have weights in them that you can take in and out. So if your mouse is too heavy, you might check that.
Yeah.
I'll check out half. So that way I'll try that later.
I mean, you could try it now and see how you feel about it.
Yeah, just gonna get back to it. Yeah, because I don't want to steal your mouse, you know.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Like as soon as I get on this mouse, I automatically notice that like it needs to be a little bit higher speed.
Hmm.
That's probably about right. I like music too, so I like to have a song, kind of like the metronome thing. If you have a song in your head when you're doing something like this, you can go to that beat or that rhythm,
Hmm.
and that helps. Lately, it's "Don't Get Me Down." It's a song I've been listening to a lot. And if you see, like, as I'm thinking about something else and just letting my brain and my hand just do the thing, you get a little bit faster and a little bit better.
Your pacing is really good.
Well, you have a good teacher, and then, you know, as long as you're a student, that was a little bit worse.
Even though it was worse, I felt like your pacing was better.
Yeah.
Like you were hitting, it felt like more targets were being like on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Smooth bot. Okay, so this is a tracking scenario. Um, what is it called? It's gonna be like moving all over your screen, and you might you might get a little upset at it, but
I love how you like emotionally prepare me for these things. You're like, you're probably gonna hate this. You're not gonna like this one. Oh my god.
okay, wait, I forgot to. You might want to. Actually, no, the FOV is good for this one because like it's moving. It'll move so far off screen sometimes.
And this is probably one you don't want me to let go at the same time.
Hmm. For tracking scenarios, you typically only want to be holding left click the entire time. Because like in a game, you're not let go. You're not in. Oh, I'm so messed up with my speaking today. Um, Whenever you're like off target on somebody in a game, you're not letting go of the fire button. You're still continuously holding down fire. So it helps practice that like action of being under fire and moving your mouse at the same time.
Yeah, I hate this.
It's all about smooth motions. If you start getting real tense, it
Yeah.
can be really bad.
Oof. Oof.
What is that on the benchmark? What's the entry to that on the benchmark? Smoothbot 2300. Goodness.
2,300, and I got 1,400. So we got some ways to go.
It happens.
Got some ways to go in this one.
But like I don't know, like those scenarios can be just so difficult sometimes.
But I like that it has, you know, just like here's where you kind of need to get to.
Hmm. It's okay. You're almost at 2300
There
now.
you go. Good. Good, good. Precise orb.
This is a this is kind of like what is it? How do I explain this? Um, it's kind of like that other one, but instead of moving left and right, it goes up and down. It's kind of like that bounce shot, but you just have to track it the entire time.
Oh, that sucks, yeah. Sheesh.
What is it called? Hit escape real quick. I want you to lower your FOB back to 103. It might be easier for you to track.
Yeah, because increasing the field of view increases how far you actually have to move
Hmm.
as well. So that's this is great practice. This one in particular I really like because it practices something that everyone in every game does, and it's jump.
Yeah,
And this is like imagining their head.
like going through an arc, going.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Or like Apex Legends especially.
for sure.
A lot of jumping movement in that. Not so much in like Call of Duty. Overwatch has it too. Especially like Pharah. This is Pharah practice.
Hmm. Her constantly
Shooting.
going up and down.
Yeah, you're shooting. If you want to practice shooting Pharah, this is what I would do. Yeah, this one's tough.
Hmm.
What's the benchmark on that one? 1300. Sheesh.
Yeah.
I'm within striking distance.
I mean, that's not bad at all.
Somebody named Hennessy says hi.
Oh, that's my friend. Hey, Kens. How's it going?
I'm being schooled. That's what's happening.
Um, what is it called? Okay.
What is this?
Now this is a strafing scenario. It's more, um, what is it? Speed focus, where you're gonna be like doing strafes left and right, and the bot will change. So like, you see that dot in the background? That's where it will spawn every time.
Oh, I see.
So every bot has a different pattern. So the first bot will be, every bot will be different from each bot that you go after. Like some of them will play mid-range, some of them will play long range, close range, fast, slow.
But they at least have a set of conditions, so they're all kind of similar.
Hmm.
Or at least it's each little blob is, or pill I think they're called,
Hmm.
has its own kind of personality, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm already like you to adjust to the little blob. That one's a little bit faster. This one's taking wider movements, which is my weakness apparently. Okay.
So, what is it called? Whenever you're tracking and you're looking at the target, where do you think you're looking most at? Do you think you're looking most at your crosshair, or do you think you're looking most at the target?
That's a good question. I have my eye focused on the target, or on the crosshair.
Okay. Now, this is going to sound so weird, but you want to just stare at the target. Don't look at your crosshair. Put your crosshair over the target. Don't look at it.
It's making me go too far on the right. I'm already hitting way more shots with that. Just letting you know.
Nice.
Because then I'm just having my hand go to the direction my eye is moving, which which is
Mm-hmm.
a much faster reaction time than waiting to see if it's inside the target or not. So you just improved my accuracy by a ton, just letting you know, because that is
Awesome.
huge. I do it in fighting games though. I notice like when I play Street Fighter, I will be watching the enemy. I won't watch my character. I'll be watching the opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Nice.
Huge improvement.
Okay. Um, Now it's not uncommon to constantly change your sensitivity. There's this kind of like idea that muscle memory is translated through games, but it's just kind of like this myth that people um have created. And really, it's a skill transferable to mostly all sensitivities. And if you practice on all sorts of different like ranges, it helps focus on like different movements. Like if you're on a high sensitivity, it restricts you down to your wrists and your fingertips. If you're on a low sensitivity, it makes you use your arm more.
Yeah.
Um,
Sweeping motions.
so really practicing with a wider range of sensitivities does help in the long run.
Well, and guns are different too. That's the other thing. The games are different and the guns are different.
hmm
So it's like you even have that element of them being completely different from that perspective too.
Right.
I just took out more weight, just letting everybody else know,
Just to see.
just to see how it goes.
Uh, this is kind of like a this is more like a Farah low key because she can like fly up and bob up and down, go left and right.
Yeah.
I see my mom said hi, Sift. Hello, mom.
Is Nangwez your mom?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I see my eye trying to go back to look at the crosshair though a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, but yeah, I'm trying to focus on the ball.
That's
Just watch
good.
it. Seeing some better flicking from me too.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that one went okay.
2000, and then that one.
I hit the benchmark, people. I
Wow.
did it.
Let's go.
Let's freaking go.
And then the next one is what is this one?
It says Psalm TS.
So target switching novice. So this is, I think, an evasive target switching. So the bots will be moving pretty rapidly, like that first scenario with those balls that were like they kind of had that pattern that they were like arcing. I mean, not arcing. They were like a straight line, but whenever they got to the corners, they would like mess you up. That first one that we did.
Oh, I see. They take a few shots in this one.
So this is one of those that you hold left click on. And what you want to do is you just want to swap directions while holding left click. Just like that.
Overwatch practice has begun.
I hear it.
And see, now you can see it from my perspective. I love sitting in here, like listening to you guys practice.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of fun.
I could tell. I mean, it's definitely something because like I don't know, just being on the outside, just watching them practice and hearing them get all excited is something else.
Yeah, definitely is a highlight of my day.
It's also like a mood uplifter. Like it helps increase your just happiness.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my overall happiness has been significantly improved with working with y'all.
That's awesome.
To be honest.
Let's see,
Stressful.
559.
I did not hit the benchmark, but I was really close.
Yeah.
Really close on that one. I'll probably get it the second time. Or not. Or it could just be just as bad.
It's okay.
actually might be one to put the field of view back on
120.
120, yeah,
Hmm.
because I'm not able to see some of them in the corners.
Yeah. Target switching scenarios are definitely one of those that you want higher FOV. Um, yeah, so if you really want to, definitely change it to 120 or oh, you got
Did I
higher
get
than
it? Dang it! No.
60 off.
Go to the next one. But we will change the field of view to 120 here. Sky tracking.
Yeah, they're like predictable movement. This is more of a speed scenario.
Getting to these spots quickly.
Hmm.
You can already tell my flicking has gotten like just better already, just from this little practice.
That's awesome.
So this has been good. Because normally I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even try to do it. I would just slowly get like that. I would just slowly weasel my way over to the right
Hmm.
spot. Close on that one
So
too.
close.
Close on that one too.
Um, let's see. Evasive. Okay, yeah, this is evasive. So this is where they're gonna be like dodging your cursor a lot.
Hold it down. Yeah, they turn away from. That's interesting.
Yeah, they kind of have this like weird C motion that they do to change direction.
Just like that. It's like a half moon.
Mm-hmm.
On the team, do you see your other players on the teams using aim trainers, or are you only seeing you use that right now?
I see Lane use it every now and then. But other than that, nah, it's just me and Lane that are using it right now. Actually, no. Kylie has been using it as well.
Good.
Lane had talked about how he wanted everyone aim training, and I think it's a good thing. Um, but Kovacs, it's being $10. I think there are other ways you can get aim training like uh in like different applications. Like you don't even have to be using Kovacs specifically. Um, you could be training in game. Like there are workshop maps in Overwatch that are specifically for aim training. And I'll use those while I'm warming up from time to time in Overwatch, just to help ready my aim for a game or something.
Vigor. I was playing Vigor last time, which is a extraction shooter,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a whole aim training system inside of their game. It's a whole like
What?
practice range with different. You have to earn medals for the weapons, and it's kind of like Return to Tarkov, but Return to Tarkov doesn't have a way for you to practice the fighting mechanics. You just have to kind of just get used to it really quickly,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it very difficult. I don't know if you've tried that one, but it's
Yeah, I have some friends that play that game. They want me to play it so bad. I'm just like, no,
it's
thank you.
good. It's just tough.
Yeah, and the fact that you can just like lose all your loot and like it's
One shot.
rage-inducing.
Pirate says, I know that target prioritization is very situational, but are there trainers to help with that? Maybe having the bots fire at you, or maybe there's more distractions at different distances.
So, you're talking about Overwatch specifically, right? I think, with the target priority. Um, fire at you, more distract. They're okay. So, kinda. Um, so in that workshop map that I was talking about, there's a challenge mode. Um, where whenever you get past a certain level, they'll start throwing like Junkrat tires at you and like fire strikes and Sigma rocks at you, and you'll have to be like conscious around like what's coming at you while you're killing other things. So there is that to an extent, but I don't know if there's exactly what you're looking for. Um, like I bet there definitely is something like that though. Like,
Reminds me of like a police academy. They'd send them through the shooting thing
hmm
where they walk through and they can't shoot they have to shoot the bad guys. They
yeah,
can't
they have
shoot
to
the good
shoot the
guys.
right targets versus like the wrong targets.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So if there was something like that, I think is what would be definitely useful. But after this, I'm almost done with this. This is the last of the exercises, and then we'll go into Overwatch and show you how to get to those custom matches, just so you can see what those are like.
Okay.
Playlist
Playlist
complete.
complete.
I placed on some of them, not all of them, but I placed on some of
I
them.
mean, it just comes with practice, you know. And the more practice you do, the better you'll be. And
Cool.
I don't know. The refresh rate on this monitor also does take a play into this, I feel like,
Yes.
because it's 60 FPS is just a thing of the past.
Yeah. Well, and I'll show you just as an example of what looking in a game. Some of the games will have their own like aim training type feature. So I'll just show you what Vigor had as an example, and then we'll go into Overwatch. Look at a couple custom game modes. That's actually what I see Kylie doing a lot. Is she's in the custom game modes for Overwatch, just doing random stuff to practice. But you should check this one. This one's free. It's like Return of Tarkov. Um, it's just not as dark.
Hmm.
That's for sure.
And you said this is free?
Mhm.
I've never even heard of this game.
Yep. What's crazy? It's been out for a while. It just got added to Steam recently,
Oh, really? Okay.
and so but it is a lot like Tarkov. You get one shot. Anything to the head shot will kill you immediately.
Hmm.
It's fun though.
Is it very tactical where you have to like uh what is it? Like I'm trying to think of how to explain that. Like you can't just be running and gunning, you have to be like very
Mm-hmm.
stationary.
Yeah, the gunplay in this is very good, but it's very I guess realistic would be the way to do it.
Uh-huh.
One more pop up. But in this game, there's a shooting range, and it actually has different challenges.
Hmm.
So I just come in here and whatever gun that I'm using is the one that I'm gonna just practice with. And so they have curated challenges in this game already built. I know exactly what it is too. Sensitivity. Controls. Crank that up a bit. Yeah, I got it. This is where I got to implement some of the things I learned.
There's another thing I forgot to tell you during the aim training. It's called cluster farming. So it's whenever targets are so close together, you can just smoothly move your mouse over them and time your clicks properly. So like if you do, you can just like path your mouse correctly and just time your clicks if they're close enough. Like with those bottles.
Close. I see what you're talking about.
You'd be more focused on the path rather than clicking whenever you're on the bottle and just timing it properly. Yeah, you're getting the hang of it.
The other thing, the Kovacs was not taking into consideration was the recoil.
Hmm.
Recoil.
Definitely. There are definitely some games that have aggressive recoil. Um, and I think there are some like smoothness like scenarios that are like focused on vertical targets, so like it'll help with recoil control, but nothing really specific for like games.
You don't have one, get Bitwarden, get a password manager. especially if you're on public computers. Good practice. Does Overwatch have an update? No, it's good. I was gonna say I thought we just streamed it like recently, so it should be fine. Any custom game modes you'd recommend?
There's one that we can pull up here that I can show you that I was talking about. So if you go to play, go to custom games, and you're gonna do create in the top right. And now if you hit settings, there's a where's the code thing? Import code there. Type in all caps VAXTA. Hit OK. And now that should port over. Yeah, that's the workshop code in the chat for anyone curious. Now, whenever you hit back, it should be there. Yeah, so now you hit start. You can pick any character you'd like to just practice on. Doesn't really matter. Now, this is what I was talking about. So if you hover over with your cursor start warm up, you hit the interact key, or you can shoot. This will put you in a box filled with all sorts of bots that just move left and right. However,
Oh, that was way too much. I'll try somewhere around 30, 20%.
okay.
Oh yeah, I see. So they're just moving in different random.
Yeah, and it tells you the damage that you deal, and it gives you your accuracy at the top left, and the kills per minute type of thing. There's also, if you see, like at the top of the wall behind you, there's those little buttons up there. You can change the speed of the bots and their strafe patterns. So you can, for those you have to hit the interact key, so it's F, I think. Yeah. It changes how often they switch directions and how fast they move.
This is interesting. I like it. This is good. I think every game should have something like this. Just a way to come in and practice and train.
Mm-hmm.
How did you practice code?
I looked this up not too long ago. Whenever it was like whenever you had told me it was like whenever I tried out for the Fortnite team.
Oh, really?
We were talking about playing Overwatch, and I was like, all right, I'll get on it. And this is what I found, and this is what I spent the majority of my time in. There's also another thing you can do. If you hold reload, it'll make you change your character. But select Ash again. You see the challenge up there? You hit start challenge. It's gonna make you see on the left there's a timer. Let's say time remaining, and then 0 out of 6 kills. So every level you have to kill 6 targets, and each level increases in like what is it, obstacles. So like at like wave 4 fire strikes will come out. Wave like 6 or 7 is a tire, and then wave the further way they just start adding more and more projectiles to throw at you while you're training against targets. It's just like situational. It's training situational awareness while doing aim training at the same time.
Yeah, and that's what I see right away. Like because their movements are actually matching the character movements too. So this is great Baptiste practice just because he's using his little jump, which is really annoying because it goes so fast up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I see Alari will use her little
sunburst. Yeah. Genji, if you damage Genji enough, he'll use his deflect.
Yeah, I saw that. There he goes.
If you damage Tracer enough, she'll use her recall. Lucio will sometimes use his speed boost. They'll all do sorts of things. There's a fair specific one that's DKKKD. Didn't know how to use the code though, so this is good to see. Awesome. Yeah. if you're ever wondering about how to use those codes, you just create a custom game and you import code. It's in the top right of the screen. I think if you hit show oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. I was gonna say if you hit show lobby, you could see that whole screen again. Yeah, if you hit settings in the top right.
Yeah, we're gonna use the one that she put in there.
Okay.
See what happens. Or not
It's that.
so it's the
It's the second one. Top right next to that save. Yep. Pharaoh 1v1. Whoa.
beat all the bots within. Okay.
Oh, it's air shooting.
Oh, this is good.
Oh, and they hit you. Wow.
Yeah, this is
Dang.
when we talk about predictive shooting, this is like the epitome of it right here.
This makes me not want to play Pharah because like she makes me. I hate projectile-based characters. They make me so ill.
One, it looks like she's getting damage too. Somehow.
Wait. Oh wait. Is this against another player or is this a bot?
I think it's just a one.
Okay.
There's no. I mean, their accuracy is too. Yeah, I hit it once. Specifically used for fuel management. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I'm having trouble. Not with, 'cause yeah, if you're far, whoever goes down first on the ground like that first, it's annihilated.
Barraged. Oh wow.
This is really hard. I don't know. Have you done this one, Pirate? Like, is this? Sheesh. Oh,
Yeah, this one looks crazy. I don't even know if I can do this.
it's changing the name of the bar.
I saw that. I was wondering what that
See,
was.
like the bar's getting healed right now, so it's not about. I don't think it's about killing it.
I think they have the healing there, so like it helps improve consistency, but eventually it gets removed, I think. They said no, I didn't know how to use the code.
You can go do it. You can see how rough this is.
This is crazy.
Uh,
Wow.
yeah, I saw that. It's like at some point the damage is boosted for it, and at other points there was another one that someone was talking about like this, but it was more about Doomfist, practicing Doomfist, punching Pharah in the air.
Really? Okay.
So it was also extremely tough. I have not gotten one kill. How's the time?
Dang. That's crazy.
You're gonna go try this, aren't you?
I want to try this.
Try this. See what happens.
Okay, hold up.
Your mouse is still working.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One sec. Holy. Okay. Let's see. Where am I? I can't even aim. Get off me. Oh,
Hey, you got one.
one. Oh, okay, I get boosted. Okay, now I have no gas.
Yeah,
I know, I can't get up. Where'd you go? I'm missing. I'm missing so bad.
There
No
you go.
way.
You're much more patient.
You just get, yeah, it's just like, sometimes it's really just timing. Like, what is it called? You just have to really pace yourself and like, and a lot, honestly, whenever you start thinking about the way you aim, it really can be distracting. Like, you should just kind of like focus on the game itself. Just like look at the target and play the game. That's pretty much what my piece of advice is. But whenever you're aim training, it's a lot different because you kind of want to be thinking about how you aim. Does this work? Am I gonna hit any of those? Okay, I just get beeped. All right.
Not a single one. I mean, but this is a very common scenario against Pharah. Like, Pharah on Pharah is very common.
I cannot. Holy. That's so close. Oh well.
7. 7, 7.
That was fun.
What else? Any other game training that you want to go through?
Honestly,
Aim Labs, I guess. Take a look at that.
if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll take a look at Aim Labs. So Aim Labs is the free aim trainer that you can use too on Steam.
There's they have that same sort of benchmark, but it's built in already. You don't have to use the spreadsheet, which is nice.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, that was
See, that's
fun.
gonna log in.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you have to make an account for AimLab.
What?
It's so
Do I have an Aim Lab?
redundant. Just let me use my Steam account. Like, I don't need a AimLabs account.
I guess I do have an Aim Lab account. Yes, I know, I did. I did swap my headset settings just because it was picking up too much of me, not enough of SIP. Okay, so Aim Labs is asking what game we play. We'll just stick with Overwatch. The reason it's doing that though is because it sets the game up to feel like Overwatch. I guess this one's a lot more polished or more, I don't know, there's just
Like, yeah, I guess you could say it's more polished, but it has a lot more elements to it. Like,
mhm.
field of view 70 off the rip.
Still feels really stiff.
Yeah, I can tell the sensitivity is kind of slow for you.
Yeah, I'm not getting there fast enough. Isn't that crazy? Like you can already tell now that you've been sitting here playing with me for just a few minutes, you already know what my sensitivity should be at, roughly, just based on how I've been doing.
I
crazy.
could tell like whenever you were landing on targets, you were just landing right on the edge, like
Yeah.
And now these are more centered, like you're actually getting onto the target and clicking.
What's crazy is now that you mentioned that about like looking at the targets, I'm not looking at the cursor and I'm moving my eye to the next target when I get to the current one.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So as soon as I cross over the current target, I'm already planning the move to get to the next one.
Right. Which is ideal. That's what you want to do. And that's good.
sure why I missed that one twice. Ay, ay, ay.
I don't know anything. Let's see. Where do you even? So they have like a weekly scoreboard. You see that? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just, I don't know. They also, the thing is with what is it? With the AIM Lab, they
Mhm.
have like, what is it? Custom built maps. Like this is from Valorant. Like this specifically, this is like a Valorant scenario of a map. And this is kind of like what you would see in game because their heads are so tiny and they're so far away.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is definitely a distance. This one's tough.
Hmm.
I've mentioned before I hate Valorant, right? Like I really
Really?
don't like Valorant.
Have you played? Oh, have you played CS?
Yeah,
Do you like CS?
it's okay.
So you just don't like the style,
I don't like the flatness to it for sure, and it's just a stationary shooter.
right?
So
Right.
I'm not a I like the movement elements to get the games,
Hmm.
positioning and movement. It just feels like Valorant is very stiff.
And it definitely is because like it. Oh, it makes me so mad because like the people are so good and I'm so bad. But that's not part of the reason why it makes me so mad. Part of the reason is that you have to be very, very disciplined on your movement. Like,
Oh shoot, it could be anywhere.
oh wow, this one's weird.
It looks like it's giving me two
So
and then
it's like
switching.
two in the front and then two behind.
Yeah, but I have a certain time to hit them, or else they it takes away points if I don't hit them in time.
Huh.
So this is actually really good practice. Honestly, this is probably the best one I've done so far,
Uh-huh.
just because it's requiring you to move a really big distance
Yeah.
at the same time. That's tough. I like it. This is good practice, and you can't see the target until you turn all the way around.
Hmm.
That's the other thing that's great about this one. Watch, this is going to make you use aim labs now.
Maybe. I used to use it, but then um I don't know. I just felt like uh it just wasn't as like I just felt like some sort of input delay with it, weirdly enough. It was just kind of like,
What is this, Metal Gear Solid now? Oh, this is a Valorant challenge. What the crap? The iron sights were not good.
yeah, I could see that. That was terrible.
I'm not going very fast for some reason. It's like I'm taking my time because they're so far away.
Well, and sometimes you will. Like with those tinier targets, it's just best that you do take your time because like you'll end up missing more than not if you rush yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I played a lot of Counter Strike.
The original?
Hmm.
Wow.
I competed in Day of Defeat, is what I as an actual player.
Really? That's
I think
crazy.
I was 7, maybe 8. Whew. Well, and you see, aim labs is just giving you challenges. Like it's not. It's a lot easier to just jump right into. Ooh, what the? It's like they're all at the same
Yeah,
distance.
this is focusing on horizontal flicks.
Yeah, I see.
So just it looks like you're in a Valorant playlist. Like it's very uh I mean horizontal,
Hmm.
um far, small targets.
Yeah, not a lot of movement, and I think that's maybe. It's just I guess I just don't like Valorant. It just doesn't feel good to me, which is
Yeah.
fine. It's fair. I ain't dogging anybody that likes Valorant.
No, and I understand that. Like Valorant has some questionable things in their game, like Bloom. I hate Bloom with a passion. Bloom should not be in any game. whatsoever. But they insist that Bloom is better for the player base instead of actual recoil patterns like CS does. Um,
What is Bloom?
so Bloom, whenever you fire, it gives you a random spread every time. So you have no sort of control over the spray in like which you're firing at. So like in CS, every time you fire the AK, it's gonna fire the same exact way every single time
Yeah,
because it has a spray pattern. Um, Bloom just removes that factor and just makes everything random and chance. Which that's why I don't like it. I'd rather have the skill to control the recoil instead of being luck based. And they also give you VOD reviews.
yeah, that's
So
pretty cool.
they do have it. You can okay.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So
It's showing you where my mouse is
yeah,
going to
yeah,
move
yeah,
and how
yeah. And it
quickly.
shows you how fast you're moving. Yeah, okay. So I could have sworn Lane and I talked about this and he said this was on the paid version, but okay. Glad to know
That's
that
really cool.
yeah, glad to know that this is still in here. This is really nice. The
Well,
fact that you can still access this is amazing. Like you can see the speed. The red is is slow. The whenever it gets to green, it's faster. Green is ideal for speed.
right. The red is bad. Like you don't want to be moving that slowly. Yeah, that's interesting.
And you see the filter option in the bottom right next to that full screen. You can see optimal paths. You can see player visuals. Like it can show you what the path looks like beforehand.
Yeah, so here's the optimal path. That's pretty cool. It shows you the optimal path and whether or not you follow it or not.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I liked using AimLab was because of that VOD review.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Well, all right. There you go. We're not going to be paying for AIM Labs today.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
But yeah, I don't know. AimLab they definitely have their pros and cons. But I mean, if you really wanted to get into aim training, I don't think AimLab would be a bad option. Like honestly, you saw all of the features that they had there and all the different like scenarios that you could choose from. It's really easy just to pick up. However, I think Kovacs in the long run can be better because like they have more of a dedicated like player base. Well, over time, AIM Labs has gotten more dedicated players, but the Kovacs people will always stay enjoying Kovacs and yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just very simple, very bare bones, like I said earlier. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's really nice. I've been using it for a couple of years now. I have like almost 700 hours on Kovacs itself, and it's been a lot of fun just like testing the water, seeing like my first year of aim training wasn't really beneficial to me. It was really just like playing the same scenarios over and over and over again, which typically you don't want to do because you want to branch out and like broaden your aim like skill. You want to be able to do different things, not just the same thing over and over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it gets repetitive, then you're just going to be focused and stuck in a rut on the previous things you've been focusing on instead of trying to challenge yourself and learn new things.
Definitely one of the benefits of gaming for us is that we have, the ability to there's just so much option out there. There's so many different options out there for us to do, which is huge. So huge, huge for us. So there's a lot out there. So hopefully y'all got something out of this. Hopefully this thank you for doing this,
Of
man. I
course,
appreciate it.
thank you for
You're
having me. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate being on here. I would like to be on here some other time if
Yeah,
you would like. We could maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll figure out something to do.
yeah. We could do like a follow-up or something, follow up to today.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys, thank you for hanging out. We'll be back online. We'll be back online what time? About 6:45 ish, 7 o'clock for Fortnite. I'll be streaming that, so you'll be hanging out with me tonight while we watch our two guys do builds for the first time. So thank y'all for hanging out with us, and you'll have a fantastic rest of your day. You want to say bye?
See ya.
Bye.